I'm going to dig into Chat GPT-5, which is a paid version in this video, to show you some of the features that you may not be aware of. The first is the GPTs, the customized GPTs in the background. I didn't know this existed, and then when I started to look, I thought, well, this is interesting. So there's Scholar GPT, which helps you enhance research. Consensus also is a good research tool. And you can see productivity, for example. You can go down here. There's a presentation tool, which can help you create presentations more quickly. And so you can go to education. So there's lots of these customized chat GPTs, and I would encourage you to explore them. The next feature that will be useful is to actually create projects, which if you're making a comparison, creating a folder to put in your chat. So you create a project and you put in your chat. If you've used Google Drive, you create a folder and you put in your file. That's the same sort of analogy there. So to do that, I think you could probably figure out, you click on New Project, give it a label, create project, pretty simple. And then you maybe want to store something. So I want to store generative AI and literacy into my Gen AI folder. So I'm going to click on that. Actually click not just in the folder, but I'm going to click on the name here. That opens it up. I go down here and then I can just drag this in. And it's as easy as that. The third thing you should get used to doing, just like it is when you're creating a whole bunch of files, sometimes you forget to clean them up. It's good to delete some. So for example, I don't really need this one. There's three dots here. As I just hover over, I click on that, click on delete, ask me if I'm sure. I am, and it's done. So that's a good way to sort of clean up your chats. And the next thing I'm going to show you is you have to go down to the bottom part here to your account, click on this, and I'm going to go to settings. You could go directly to personalization if you just want to do that, but there's some general settings and I want you to be aware of them. I'm not going to go over them all, but you can sort of play with them yourself. You can set up a theme. In this one, I think the most interesting thing would be the voice. You can pick the voice and then play it, the voice that you want Chat GPT to use to interact with you. I'm going to go to personalization because that's, I think, one of the more interesting things, and you can enable customization. You can actually choose a personality. So cynic, robot, listener, nerd, if you'd like. You can add further customization of your chatbot, depending on if you wanted to give it a little bit of a personality. You can put in a nickname so it refers to you that way. Also, occupation, you can add more values. This is an interesting feature, and I keep forgetting where it is, but I remembered now. Pretty good idea for a video. Click on Manage, and it saves the memories of your chats, and so you can go through them and decide what you want to delete and keep, or maybe you want to delete them all. Who knows? But yeah, so those that you might not be aware that it's saving those things. And then you can decide to whether you want to reference save memories or chat history or reference a recorded history. So when it's answering, so those are kind of interesting features to keep track of. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is data controls, because you can control some information that's being recorded, saved, and this is interesting. Improve the model for everyone. If you turn that on, you can, if you turn it off, then you won't be allowing your content to be used to be trained on models, which obviously they're encouraging you to do that. And I think, let's see, if you do that, it might give you a warning or something. No, it doesn't. So I do want it to use it. I'm okay with that. Hey, get back there. And so it's on for me. The other two features, or the last two features I'm going to show you, is that you can actually share a chat if you wish, but it can only be used by another paid user. And if you want to actually take that information in a chat, another way you can just highlight it and copy it somewhere. The other thing you can do is, I actually didn't expect to do this. You can actually, I'm on a chat, you can add it to a project this way if you want and pick the project that you want it to be added to, which might actually not be a bad idea when you're doing the chat. And then just remember to go up here and put it in the right folder. Could be very helpful for organizing. And finally, when you're just starting a new chat, you can click this little turn on temporary chat. And it says this chat won't appear in history, use, update, or update Chat GPT's memory. So if you want to do something incognito, I guess that's the way I would say it, then you could use it that way. And it says here, for safety purposes, we may keep a copy of the chat for up to 30 days. Okay, so those are the unique features. It's a little longer than I wanted, but hopefully it's helpful.